Yo, welcome back to Happy Piano. I just want to do a quick rundown of a circle of fifths because the first video I did was about the scales. So I think what's interesting about I'm not going to go too into depth with the circle of fifths at the moment. I'm just going to try and give you a quick rundown of what it is and how it corresponds to the scales. Okay, so typically I don't start with that, but typically most teachers or you, when you start learning, you'll learn the scales at some point. Well, I hope you do anyway. Like I said in the previous video, it's very important to learn the scales. You typically start with the scales of C, which is all consists of all white notes. Okay, but me, I start with the scale of B because it's just simpler to explain it to especially younger students. And I believe it was Chopin who also started with scales of B. I would recommend everyone start with the scale of B just for the purposes of showing the children, especially young children or beginners, how to place the fingers. I can't show you here, but technically when you play, your fingers will start with the B like this, these three notes, B, D flat, E flat, and then you'll go to the next five fingers, should be E, F sharp, A flat, B flat, and then typically your thumb will go back onto the B. Anyway, so we've got the circle of fifths here. The reason why the circle of fifths is a very useful tool to have in your studio or arsenal is because it shows you basically, first of all, when you look at the C here at the top, I can't highlight this. I'd love to highlight this, but I think you can't see it if I do it. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. Anyway, so this is the C at the top. This is where you start. Basically, you move 5 keys along and you have the G. That's why it's called a circle of fifth. Basically, you move 5 keys along, and every time you move 5 keys along, you go to the next, in this case, the major chords or minor chords. And then at some point, you'll go through the whole 12 scales, major scales or minor scales, and then you'll end up back at C. This is how you can do all these fancy jazz licks and find out where you need to go, you know. So you have the C, you go to G. I'm going to just play any inversion just for now. Okay, I'm going to leave it to 1, the first inversion. So C, G, 5, D. I'm going to go down a bit here. A, E, B, F. Let's play the first one. D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, F, then back at C. Now, another useful thing about this, obviously, is when you try to figure out what chords belong to which scale or key signature, you can always, depending where you start, let's say we start, for simplicity's sake, let's say we start at C. So we've got C. Now, if you look one to the left and one to the right, they're the 2 chords that correspond to that signature, just to keep it simple. Okay, so you can always use with the C, the scales of C, you can always use a C, F, and a G. If you want. Let's see what it is. Yeah, C. C, F, G. Let's try another one. E. So with E, can you guess which ones go together? So 1 before A and 1 after B. So we've got the E, A. Nice and easy. The last thing, obviously, I want to talk about, because I'm trying to keep it short, is the key signatures. So obviously with the scales, you go up. And if we go along, go to the G. See, the thing with the G, we have 1. Why is the word's missing? 1 sharp. So we have 1 sharp, that's it. The next one, D, has 2 sharps. And then when you go 5 further along, you have the A, you have 3 sharps. And so on and so forth. So you can just look at this and you know, basically when you see a song and you see how many sharps, you see all these sharps like here, this F sharp, and you see like 6 sharps in there and you're like, yo, 6, man, what the hell is that? When you look at this, you know automatically, oh, 6 sharps, it's F sharp, it's in the key of F sharp. Great. or G flat. Yeah, so it's easy to, the circle of fifth space is easy to decipher what scale you're in. When you look at it, C, no black notes, F, one flat, and it just makes it kind of simple just to see that on the board. So you don't have to, like, because I know what it is when you get a new piece of music and you're not that well versed and you look and you think, oh man, what is that for? A key signature. That's why the circle 50 is useful. I'm going to expand on this in later videos, obviously. I just want to keep these kind of short, but there's a lot you can learn from the circle of fifths. So if you stay tuned, you'll catch everything. And I'm going to end it there. Hope I've been able to bless you guys with a bit of knowledge. And we'll catch up again in the very near future. From me, happy piano. See you later.